I hope you're doing great. I'm a bit nervous. It's my first live. Hi, Irfan. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? I need to see you people. So, are you guys excited to hear what we have to say? I hope you are. Only two people watching. Wahid, give a like. So while we wait for my great, amazing co-host, I will call her, to join, let's have a chat. How's your week been, everybody? Has your week been good? Midweek. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, I'm still sick. But yeah, I'm hoping to do great. So yes, um, what's happening new? How's everyone's work? I'm still waiting for my co-host to join us. So as soon as she joins, we're going to start on the misconceptions and the taboo topic of being child-free by choice. So I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy the live. It's my first live um, with an amazing person, and I can't wait to introduce her. I'm sure some of you already know her, but yeah, so it's going to be great being here and having a live chat. And just by the way, if you even have any questions on for her, then definitely you can drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. So let's see. Mm, yeah, okay. Ebie, where are you? Waiting. We're all waiting for you. Just add. Yes, I hope this works. Yes. Hi, Abby.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, a bit confused. Sorry, because I was trying to join in with my computer, but it wasn't going through, so I've just
So
turned
for
on my
some
phone.
reason, even from my computer, it wasn't working. So I've had to come on my phone. But I said
Ah,
it's okay.
okay. Now it
So
makes
I think
sense. I was
it's.
like, why is my computer not working? Okay.
I was
Let
in
me
the same
just give
boat.
me 1 second, then I can put this away so that I mount my phone properly.
Sure.
Just 1 second.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna wait for you.
Okay. Now look.
So those all of you who are watching me, please do like and subscribe, and don't forget to do that while we wait for Abby. And we see her ceiling, I assume. A nice view to watch, I must say. Yes, we can see the most beautiful view, Abby. Thank you. Abby is currently enjoying the summer. I don't know which summer is that of 10 degrees. Yoni summer gani wewe?
Oh, can you hear me? My mic was off.
Yes.
This
Yeah, I did realize that. I'm saying, yo, 10 degrees summer ni gani?
Yeah, it's hiyo ni kidogo sana.
Yeah, that is not summer.
I am back.
Yes.
Better
How are
lighting
you?
now. I am fine, thank you. Nimetoka kwa gym, just came from the gym right now. Oh, better.
Uh-huh.
Just came
That
from
is
the
good.
gym right now, and then I had to cook for my husband really quickly. Then ndio nikuja huku, so it's been hectic, but I am here. Ready
That's
for your
great.
questions.
Yes, I'm so glad that you were able to join me today. As I already told you that honestly, it's really it means a lot to me. So thank you so much for coming on here. You've as those who don't know, Abby has been one of my inspirations to actually start a YouTube channel. After seeing her do so much, and I was inspired to do not there, but I'm hoping to get somewhere close to what she does. And we just met over coffee one day and we connected like this, I assume so. At least from my end, we did. Abby, can you please confirm that we did?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, we did. I have photos to prove. Yes, we did. And
Yes.
I feel like I've been a bit rude. I see there are 5 people on this chat, so I want to say hello. So it doesn't seem like I'm not seeing
Mm-hmm.
anyone here. I can see there are 5 people. I don't know who they are, but hi. Hello.
So I introduced to you Ebie, who's the founder of the Grace Cup, and that's how exactly I met her. While I was looking for a menstrual cup, is where I came across her channel, her Instagram page, and that's how I got to know her. So Ebie, I will hand it over to you and tell us something about yourself first of all.
When you say you're handing it over to me, I feel overwhelmed. I'm like, is this my show? Okay.
No, don't
Something
worry.
about myself. There's a lot about myself, but I'll just summarize. My name is Ebie Weime. I am 36 years old, turning 37 in about 2 months. I am Kenyan, born in Kenya, raised in Kenya, but I have worked in South Africa, in Cape Town, and I'm currently based in Finland, though I move back and forth. I am the founder of a company called the Grace Cup, where I do reusable period products and just sexual reproductive health in general. I am also child free. So, because of that, I kind of accidentally started a movement that I didn't even know. But we have groups. We have a WhatsApp group with over 500 people, 2 different groups for child free people. We have it on Instagram, on Facebook as well, on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it. I am very in general, one word or a way I can describe what I do is just I'm a sexual reproductive health entrepreneur.
I think that defines you. Let's just put
Mhm.
it that way. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting on to today's topic of being child free by choice. Yes, for those who don't know, she is child free for I don't know how many years. So let's start. When did you decide that you wanted to be child free? And what
That
made
happened.
you decide that?
Yeah, that happened when I was almost 30. So it was a point where I was now transitioning. I was moving back from South Africa, moving to Kenya to start the Grace Cup. Um, and one of my dreams or my goals was to be a mother by the time I'm 30. So the plan was to be pregnant at 29 so that I get into my 30s as a mom, because I like planning things like that, especially when it comes to like permanent things in my life. I want it planned. I don't want it to just happen to me. I want to have a say in how it happens. So the more I got to 29, the more I was kind of, I can say, afraid or confused. Like I wasn't very sure if this is what I wanted to do. And luckily, I have friends who are also very open about motherhood and marriage and all of that. And they're like, yeah, this all looks so nice, but it's not as easy as we make it seem. So I had to really think about it. I had to really think, like, is this what I really want for my life? Who am I even doing it for? You know? And I think that even started when I started questioning motherhood. I is when I left religion. So first, what happened was I left religion and just I stopped following any religion. Like I was a very staunch Christian, born into a Christian family, and I started asking myself questions like, am I a Christian because I was born into a Christian family, or am I a Christian because I am actually a religious person? And the answer, after looking for that answer for a couple of years, I came to realize I'm really not a Christian because I want to be a Christian. I'm a Christian because I was born into a Christian family. If I
Mm-hmm.
was born into a Muslim family, my name will probably be Amina, and I'll be a staunch Muslim, you know? So I really had to ask myself that, do I want this religion thing? I was like, no, that's not me. It doesn't define me. So I let that go. And then after letting it go, it's kind of like my mind started, the cloud that was there, I could now start seeing things for what they are. And I was like, yeah, why do I even want kids? I started to ask myself,
That's a very good question.
Ellie, do you even want kids? Like, for real, for real? Do you really want kids? And the first answer to me was yes, because again, that's what has been ingrained in me. So I was like, yeah, yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
sure, I want kids. But the more I kept thinking about it and the more I kept asking myself that question, the more I
Mm-hmm.
was like, this is not happening. And I think one of the most serious questions that people need to ask themselves is why. Why do you want to have children? And after you've answered the why, look at your answers and then look at, among those answers that you've given yourself, are you having children because of other people's reasons, or is
Mm-hmm.
this from your own reason? So for example, you'll say, I want children because that's culture. That's how it is. So that is not coming from you. I want
Mm-hmm.
children because the Bible says so. That's not coming from you.
That's
I want children because I want to make my husband happy or I want to make my family happy. That's not coming from you. I want children because I am 37 years old and I'm getting old. That's not coming from you. Who told you
mhm.
that?
Yeah.
So there's really, until you find a reason that is emanating from you. The host left. Oh, you're
I,
back.
oh, no, I don't know what happened.
Maybe someone was trying to call you or something. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
have we remained? Yeah,
yeah,
the other
I
four
know.
people.
Mhm.
But
Sorry for that.
basically no problem. But basically the thought was, I am doing. Who am I doing this for? And the answer was no one. I have no reason. I've searched
Mm-hmm.
high and low, and I really have no reason to have kids. And for me, I don't do things if I don't have reasons for them, especially permanent things like kids.
Yes.
Sometimes you can go out and then you find someone is selling ice cream for 10 shillings, and you really have no reason to buy the ice cream, but you're like, yeah, it's 10 bob. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they don't have consequences really. But then
Correct.
if you're talking about having children, then yeah, you need to sit down, you need to think about this. That's why it's
That's a big
ridiculous in
responsibility.
2024 when someone gets pregnant and they're like, oh, I got pregnant, so I just decided to have the kid. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Are you serious?
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
There can never be accidents. No accidents, please.
Mm-hmm. So,
Mm.
how did your parents react to you being child? I remember my parents were very supportive. They were like,
Yeah. Um, of course, it was not taken well because again, religious family, African. I mean, firstborn girl. The odds are already stacked against me because, especially if you're the firstborn girl, then you need to be a good example to your sisters. So if
correct.
I am taking the path of not having children, then what am I telling the young ones? You see, so the burden was definitely on me. But I was very I can say I was very comfortable, but I can say I was okay with being the bad guy because I came to realize that for you to break any cycle, be it in your
Mm-hmm.
family, at your workplace, at any place, for you to
Yes,
break the cycle, you will not be liked. That's just how
definitely.
it's gonna be. You will not
That's
be liked.
I
So,
completely and I totally agree with you.
mm,
I'm also the firstborn in my family, although
mhm,
I'm the only daughter. But when I mean the family, I mean my dad's brothers. We all they all stay in a joint family. So my dad is the eldest, which makes me the eldest, and then I have three more after me, two girls, one boy. The age difference is also almost 10 years, and they really look up to me. So today the
mhm,
girls actually wake up and tell their mothers that, hey, our sister got married at 30, we're not going to get married before that. So it's like they've put me as an example. When they want to get things done, they'll be like, oh no, but Kushbo is doing it this way, so why are you telling it? me to do it differently. And I think
Yeah.
that is why I think this cycle needs to break somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's us breaking it or whether it's someone else breaking it, it has to break somewhere for, you know, to for the world to just move on and think more in a broader spectrum, considering that we're in the 21st century today. And I
Mm.
think that is why I started doing this channel, because I said we're in the 21st century and we still have so many taboo topics that people just don't want to talk about. Which brings me to another point. Why do you think people don't talk so much about being child free openly, like, like the way right now you and me are having a conversation? Do you
Because
think
for
it's
many years,
religion?
yeah, because for many years, having kids has been the norm. Like, you're a woman, you get to a certain age, you go to school, find a job, get a man, get kids, buy a house, buy a car, live happily ever after, go slave away in your 8 to 5 job. Get a retirement fund, go buy a plot of land in Kamulu or wherever it is, build a house, and that's life. So there's always been a formula that majority have been using. But now we're in an age where so many things have changed that not everyone will follow that path. Some people will want to have kids first and then go complete their education and whatever. Some people would want to have children and not have a husband. Some people would want to get married and not have children. Some people will not want to go to school. They'll just want to start their own business and they don't want to get a degree. And some people will want to not really. The moment you introduce such things as don't get a job, get a degree, and so that you go to a 9 to 5 job, you also forget. And okay, sorry, I'm skipping. I've gone ahead of myself. What the point that I was getting to was, like, for example, with my dad, um since I ran my own business, like I said, I have changed so many things when it comes to my
Yeah.
lineage. So I did get a degree, but then I wanted to go to South Africa and start modeling, and my dad was not very happy with it because I was like, well, we took you to school. We took you to a very expensive school. I went to Daystar Uni. So I don't know about now, but it was one of the most expensive private universities.
Mhm.
And I was the only person taken to a private uni. So you can
Wow.
imagine how the kind
Yes.
of pressure that was on
Pressure.
me. And then
That's
I finished school. Then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to use this degree that you spent. You took loans to take me to
true.
school for me to graduate and all that. I'm like, I want to move to South Africa. And they're like, no, we took you to school so that you can go get a job at a media house. Now, when look at so many news, because that's one of the things that I wanted to do. And again, me saying I don't want to do that and I want to go to South Africa. And when I came back, my dad was so happy because he was like, oh, thank God, she's out of that phase. So now she can go get a serious job. I come back to Kenya, I start the Grace Cup. And my dad is like, oh my God.
My God.
And then I did actually get an opportunity, and I think about this often. I did get an opportunity to work for a new media house that was coming to Kenya. I think it's now closed, so it's a good thing I didn't even go with them. And they were offering me 150K. I still have the contract in my email, and I said
That's
no to
a
that
lot of
job.
money at that point in time.
Yes, 150K, including full medical. That is like dental,
Wow.
optical, like full dental, full medical insurance. And you know how big that is. And I still turned it
Yeah.
down because I did not see myself going into that box of being employed. And my dad was like, "You'll regret this. You will regret this." And I told myself, "No, I won't. I want to do what I want to do." So basically, the point that I was trying to get to was, in any field, be it work, be it child free, be it whatever, you are going to, when you're the cycle breaker, you will have to have a very strong head above your shoulders for you to
Correct.
actually say, no, I will not do this.
Yeah.
This is my life and I will do it this way. And there will be
Absolutely.
people who will even fight you physically for making a
Absolutely.
choice that they don't like. So you
Correct.
have to know that if it's in your family and you're among the first people to do things differently, yeah, people are going to fight you. And it
Yep.
has to get to a point where they've just accepted you. Like for me, even with my family, my friends keep telling me, I'm sure your mom doesn't get shocked with your decisions anymore. I'm sure she'd never get
Yeah,
shocked.
I'm
I'm
pretty
like,
sure about that.
probably. I'm like, probably. Like today, I come in with this news. Tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I've tied my tubes. I can't have kids. Tomorrow, oh, I had an abortion. Like they, right now, it's you never know. You
Yeah.
never know.
So you mentioned abortion, which is also another topic that people really don't like talking about. It's a sin. It's considered to be a sin. And I think in most of religions, it's considered to be a sin that you cannot have an abortion. And what will people say? I just feel that in today's world, we think more about what people will say than much what we will feel or what will we think about it. We bother more about the society. Oh, and I think that is why taboo topics exist, because we always keep thinking, what will this person say? I will be judged, or what will this person think about me? Why do we care of what people think about us? They will have an opinion either way. Whether you've tied your tubes or you've not, people are still going to have an opinion about you. I mean, you are child free by a choice, and then there are people who are child free naturally because of infertility, and people still question. Even in that, I think people, I just feel that being a lady and being a woman, we are questioned more than men. Even if a
Mhm.
man will have the infertility, it will always be, no, the woman must be having some problem. Like, it's always the wife. I know that in previous days, people used to get married to another woman just so that they could have a child, uh, which to
Mm,
me didn't
mm,
make sense. But now, looking at the generation that is moving forward and people are deciding to be child free, somebody like you, such a strong woman. I've been, I think, following you for almost 2 years now. I think a year and a half, 2 years. And I've seen you grow where you are. And I don't question your judgment or what you do in life, right? So why should anybody else question me or you, correct?
mhm.
Now tell me, how did your partner react to you being child free?
What do you mean? How did they react? Like me telling them that
Like,
I'm childfree? Do you mean like the first time we met, or?
yeah, first time when you told them that you're child free, were they okay with it? Uh, what did they try to convince you otherwise that no, you shouldn't have done this, of that sort?
No, because part of, even when I was dating, part of the first things to me, telling the person that I'm dating that I'm child free was definitely one among the first things. It's first date conversation for me.
Definitely.
Like we are not waiting for the third date and the 10th date for me to go, oh, actually I've tied my tubes. Oh, actually I don't want kids. That's first date conversation. And sometimes we even have the conversation while we are still chatting. Like we've not even physically met yet. It will be among the first things that I will tell you. Because again, I don't want to waste your time. So if you know that you do want kids later on in life, then stop wasting time with me, you know?
Correct. Absolutely. And how many men have rejected you because of that?
Quite a number
I know
actually.
probably the men here probably will probably get offended, but I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Quite a number before I settled, but quite a number when I was still dating because they would take it. There was once this guy that I used to see, and he didn't quite believe that I could be child free, that a woman could be child free. So he thought that maybe if we dated for a while, maybe I would change my mind, you know. And it got to a point where a few months down the line, he asked me like, "Oh, so about this child free thing, are you still child free?" I'm like,
It's a
"Yes.
permanent.
This is not something that changes every day. It's not like I'm changing the color of my top. Yeah, I am
Exactly.
still child free." And he was so
Yeah.
confused. He was like, "You mean even after dating and being with me and blah blah, I could not change your mind?" I'm like, "I am sorry, but no, you could not change my mind. Like, why would you think you would change my mind? Like,
Yeah. It's a decision you've already made and you don't intend to go back.
For sure.
What do you think are the misconceptions around being child free?
That we hate kids. I think that's the very first one. That
That's the very
I don't like it, but then it's gotten to a point I'm just like, "Ah, it doesn't matter. Believe what you want."
yeah
But many people really think that child-free people are just this evil auntie who lives with cats in the forest by herself and she hates kids. And do you know there are people even on TikTok, they're like, I won't give you my child. I would never let you babysit my child. I'm like, bold of you to think I'm even interested in babysitting your child. Let's just start with that. Why would you think I want to babysit your child? But yeah, I do love kids, but
that I
sorry.
that I'm saying I know you love
Yeah.
Jomari, your godson.
Yeah, I like
Just
kids,
very
but I just don't want the responsibility of having my own because it's a different thing, and and also this is the idea that men usually have. There are men who love kids, yes, no questions about it. They love kids 100%, but they don't want to sit there and change the diaper. They don't want to be there at 4 p.m. and help with homework. They don't want to clean after them. They don't want to even give money for school fees and the rest because they want to go drinking and the rest. But then you don't realize that when
yeah,
you have a kid, all this changes, all these
absolutely.
changes.
That-
So,
I
so
hope my
I do
husband.
love, sorry?
I'm saying I hope my husband is listening to all this 4 a.m. Diaper changes and please, uh, wherever you are, Mr. Husband, take note of it.
Yeah. So they I think especially men and even some women, they love the idea of being parents, but they don't
Yes,
like parenting itself. Because
correct.
those are two different
Absolutely
things. It's the same
agreed.
way as you like the idea of marriage, but you don't want to be married yourself. It's
Absolutely.
it's it's the same thing. So you
Yeah,
have to be very when it comes to kids, because this is a permanent decision and it's going to affect somebody else. This is not just about you. We're talking about a child here. We're talking about somebody's life. So you have to be absolutely sure that this is what you want to do. And the decision has to come from yourself. And it cannot be that you're having kids because you love the idea of being a parent. Like, oh, I've always wanted to be a mom. Yeah, that's not a reason to
not a reason.
to have kids. Even for me, I've always wanted to live in the woods by myself, but it's not a realistic dream. So yes, you've always wanted to be a mom, but it could be that it's not a realistic dream for you at this point. So you
Absolutely.
really need to know what's realistic for you and what's not.
Because I think even having a child does not just mean social responsibilities, it involves financial responsibilities. When you go to work, who is going to. I remember, you saying things like, when you are not there for your child, that means you're paying someone else for your child, whether it be your parents or whether it be your house help, whoever it is. And I remember you saying this, and I completely agree. When I sit today and think about it, and it's actually true that if it's my parents taking care of my child, or if it's my in-laws taking care of my child, I am paying them something. It might not be physical money, but yes, I'm providing for the house, I'm providing for the food, I'm providing for everything for them to look after my child. And I think, yes, it is very important that when somebody decides to have a child, they take all of this into consideration, and not just with the idea as what you say, that okay, just because I wanted to be a mom, I'm going to have a child. No, having a child comes with its own set of responsibilities, which is definitely a lot of them. I have friends who've kids, who are raising kids right now, who are pregnant, and just by hearing even what they have to say, actually does seem a lot of things to do, than just giving birth. It's a lot of other things
Mm.
after that. So, as per you, how do you think this whole taboo can be broken, by people talking about child free being normal? How do you think people can break this chain, or people like you who are child free should come out openly and say it rather than just you know, or just letting it go?
How can we break the taboo? Oh, that's a tough one. I wish I had like an exact answer, but definitely one of the first ways to break any taboo is to break the silence. If we
Correct.
are not talking about it, then no one is fixing it, or no one is concerned about it, because we then just think that this is how things are supposed to be.
Yes, it's normal. Correct.
Yes, we think it's normal, but then as
Yes.
much as we think it's normal, there are millions of women and men out there who don't think it's normal. And the more we don't talk about it, the more they think they're not normal and they should be having children, while in reality they really shouldn't. They really should not be having kids and all of that. Do you know the number of people that come to my pages, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, even on my own WhatsApp, TikTok, and they tell me they didn't even know being child free was a thing. They didn't even
Wow.
know it was an option, because from how they were raised, you must have a child. That's just it. You must have a
Yeah.
child. So if
Yeah.
someone is telling you not to have a child, it's why? Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it doesn't make sense for you to have a child, someone is still thinking, but I must have a child because that's what I was told. That's how things have been. So the first way of breaking the taboo is about it's speaking about it and having platforms like this ones, and having WhatsApp groups and having discussions about this, because there's a whole segment of people in this on this planet that really don't want to have
Don't
children.
want to.
And it's nothing personal, it's nothing like they hate kids, or sometimes it is, but in most cases people just don't want to have kids, and that's okay too.
Yes, maybe they have other priorities in life, and they don't. Being having a child is not a priority. Are watching me. I know everybody has almost left, but yeah.
We'll just
Um,
continue with this, it's fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I wanted to actually tell these guys to ask if they have anything to ask,
Okay.
but yeah, I think for now I'm not sure. But whoever is watching me, if you have a question for Ebby, your questions are welcome. While I
Someone
take
is
my
saying there, I have a lot to say. I don't know, Patrick.
that's my husband. Can you just ignore him? I don't even know what he wants to say. Can you
Let him
please
ask.
say,
Let him ask his question. I am very
Pratik?
interested
Do
in
you
what
have
he has
anything
to
to
say.
ask, Mr. Husband? Can you hear me? And do you have anything to ask? We'll wait until he notifications stop. So you being child free, how has it helped you? And what what changes has it brought in your life? Or what better are you doing because of that one decision or one big decision that you made?
Like, how has being child free helped me?
Yeah, in personally growth, or just generally, when you look back today and say and think, and you would tell yourself that had I not made that decision, I would have not been able to do this well.
Being
Or
child free, being child free has helped me in becoming the woman that I am, for sure. It has really shaped me in. It has shaped me a lot in how I think, in how I run my life, in how I plan my finances, in so many ways. The one biggest decision that I made, and I'm still very proud of, was in October of 2020 when I tied my tubes. Like, just knowing that I would never be able to get pregnant again, it was such a weight off my shoulders, you know, like getting pregnant once and then going through an abortion and then tying my tubes. I really felt for once like I owned my body. Like, I have a say. I have a say. Like, no one will determine what happens here. You can determine what happens everywhere else, but here,
but not.
Upper, there's a line. You cannot determine what happens here. So, to me, being child free has really liberated my mind on so many aspects, not just motherhood, on so many other levels. Yeah.
That's great to hear. And I think since thank you for joining, Abby. I'm grateful that you've taken time out and joined me here in my live, in my first ever live. I don't.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough. I mean, I guess destiny always wanted me to have you in my first live. So I think, yeah, I hope that um, people really break this chain, and those girls, ladies out there who don't want to get pregnant, don't want to have a child, you're free to do so. You have a voice, and I'm sure that you can, you know, break it and break the chain. So,
Yes.
yeah, thank you, Abby. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you coming here, being with me, and giving me time.
Thank you for inviting me, and I must say that you've done really, really well for your first live. How was it for you?
I was so, I let me just say, I was so nervous, and
Ah,
there walks in my husband.
yeah, you should ask his question. But yeah, I'm really thank you, ladies. Oh, Joyce says thank you. Thank you for joining us,
No,
Joyce,
thank you for joining, guys.
and for everyone that joined, and for inviting me. I will definitely link this up on my other child free channel as well so that people can come back. I hope you will save this so
I
that
will.
I can leave a link. Okay.
My videos are definitely going to be there, since we have to break the chain, and chain somewhere, and I feel that maybe God has sent me to break these chains, even though I'm not going to be child free, or I will be. That's a different question, but I think,
There's no hurry
yeah,
with
yeah,
deciding whether you want kids or not. The answer is
yeah,
always, if your answer is maybe, then the answer for now is no. But
no, yeah,
that doesn't
absolutely.
mean you're child free. It doesn't mean you're child free. It just means that you you want more time, or you need more time, or you're still thinking about it, which is fine.
Just got married, and I was like, but yeah, that does not mean I'm getting a
Yeah.
divorce. I am just put down points that, there's this taboo going around, and I think people really need to break it. So it doesn't, just because I'm uploading content or saying something does not mean that I am also following it.
Mm.
I might have a different, this thing, but yeah, I guess that's how society is. And
Yeah, the same thing
you
with
know
being child
society,
free. Like I talk about kids, and guys are like, "But you don't have a child. Why are you talking about kids?" I'm like, I was once a child. I have 10 years experience in being a baby, in being a child. So I have
yeah,
lived through being a child. So yes, I can talk about children.
absolutely, yes. And yes, yours is you're also getting to evening, so have a good
Yes.
evening. Once again for being here, I appreciate. And it was have I think there were certain topics which I knew that I'll have a live with, because I wanted to hear from someone who's been through that journey, for them to share of why exactly they've been questioned, or whatever it is about. So I think having you in my life was definitely my plan from day one.
Okay. Okay. I'm happy to be
Thank
here. I'm happy to be a first guest. What an honor.
um, and I'm happy to host you, definitely, and I don't mind hosting you once again for maybe another topic for another day.
For sure. Okay, I
Thank
will jump out now.
All
I'll
right.
jump out
Thank
of your live. Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye.
And bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
So, everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Means a lot to me. Do like, do subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you really liked this live, do share it with your friends. With those ladies who you feel want to be child free, go ahead and share it with them and tell them there is no shame in being child free. Bye. See you, Badhai. Aujo.